Chapter 4, The Principal's Office. Well, without boring you about the details of the game Funmaker John decided to play with us, I'll just tell you that I did not win Simon Says. With so many people cheating, we actually ended the game before it finished, and Funmaker John gave us a little lesson on honesty. But seriously, did he actually think that he was going to be able to play Simon Says with that many people at once? Getting back to the present day, let's just say I'm not too happy with Funmaker John. As I've already explained, he's changed everything. Even Marcus, who is usually the one who convinces us to give it a try, is starting to like recess less. We can't even play defense unless we're inside the three-point line, was Marcus's latest complaint. As we lined up to come in from recess, that's like 75% of the court being taken away. I think you're exaggerating, Paul said. Okay, maybe it's more like 65%, but still, once a team makes a shot, the other team has to stop playing so the next team can play, Marcus continued to rant. That's so more people can get a chance to play, Sammy pointed out. But that's another annoying thing. Instead of having 5 people on a team, there's only 2. The line ends up getting so long that sometimes you only get 1 or 2 chances to actually play before recess is over. Marcus was starting to raise his voice now. Actually, he was borderline shouting, which was rare. Well, I've got some complaints of my own, Justin chimed in. Handball used to be my favorite game to play at recess, but now it's so boring. The ball can only bounce one time. If it bounces twice, you're out. We can't catch the ball. If the ball goes outside the white line, you're out. So that means no more Hardies. Hardies was one of the reasons I was so good at handball. Funmaker John is ruining recess, I shouted. I think all of you are making too much of this, Sammy said. Well, I'm enjoying recess just fine, Eric said, blowing hot air on his knuckles and wiping them up and down on the front of his shirt. That's because you're a future fun maker, Justin said, raising his hands above his head in frustration. Yeah, Paul said, backing Justin up. You get to miss class and playing recess during the little kids' recess. Hey, we all had an equal chance to become future fun makers. It's not my fault that none of you decided to turn in an application, Eric said in a defensive tone. Well, I don't care what Funmaker John says. At lunch recess, I'm gonna wander the field, I said, holding up quotes with my fingers, and play a little TJ League. Who's with me? I am, Marcus said, raising his hand. Me too, Paul joined in. Count me in, Justin said. We haven't played that this week. Even though I think you guys are overreacting, there aren't many things that are more fun than playing TJ League, Sammy said, putting her hand in the middle so we could do our TJ League motto. We all put our hands in, except for Eric. I don't think I can play with you guys today, Eric said, almost whispering. I'm scheduled to run the Zim Zam Zoom Tunnel Challenge. Guess you'll be missing out, I said rather crossly. Are we going to do this or not? Marcus said impatiently. Let's do this, I shouted. Flight and speed, stealth and deed, American pride, lasso of truth and webs to fly. We protect and serve all living things. The TJ League reigns supreme. At lunchtime, we all gathered at the big tree. Everyone except for Eric, of course. Okay, guys, no matter what happens, we keep playing TJ League. Deal, I said, confident that everyone would agree. Deal, everyone said unanimously. So, here's today's scenario. The evil Dr. Dreamo has just invaded the dreams of the President of the United States. He's convinced the President that all the people in the military are really double agents trying to steal America's greatest technology so that they can use it to destroy us. The President thinks that the only way to save the USA is to destroy all American military bases. He is currently on his way to a secret bunker in the White House to enable Operation Full Control, which allows him to override all American missiles from anywhere in the world. Paul, you and Justin head to the Pentagon and warn the Secretary of Defense about Dr. Dreamo's plans to use the president to wipe out military and cripple the U.S.'s defenses, I ordered. Got it, they said in unison and ran towards the tetherball court. Marcus and Sammy, you head to the White House and try to stop the president, I instructed. On our way, Marcus said, shouting before heading towards the kickball backstop. Well, what are you going to do, Sammy asked as Marcus reached the backstop. I'm going to head to the Bat Cave and see if I can hack into the president's secure network and stop him from putting Operation Full Control into action. But shouldn't one of us try and stop Dr. Dreamo? She said, folding her arms. There's no time. Besides, he's gotten so powerful that he can take over your mind by just being in the same room as you. Our best bet is to try and stop the president. If I can lock him out of his own network, we can try and reverse the control Dr. Dreamo has over him. We might even be able to use it to our advantage. Okay, if you say so, Sammy commented, not sounding too convinced. Sometimes I think she's too smart for her own good, which is why I'd rather have her on my side in a battle than to be against her. Batman, this is Batman. Come in, Batman. Over, Marcus shouted across the field. Now, I'm sure that some of you probably know that Captain America is from Marvel Comics and the Justice League is from DC Comics. But you have to remember something. We're not the Justice League. We're the TJ League. This is Batman. What is it, Captain America? I answered. We've made it to the White House, but we're taking on heavy fire. It seems that Dr. Dreamo also convinced the president that we are the enemy. He continued to shout as he, Justin, and Sammy fought invisible Secret Service men and women. You've got to make it to the secret bunker at all costs, I commanded. If we don't stop the president, the whole world will be in danger. But they're innocent, Sammy commented. They're just following orders. Fine. Do your best to stun and not kill, I responded. I'm having some difficulty getting through the White House's servers. Seems the president beefed up more than just his manpower. He's more than doubled his firewall security. Batman, this is a flash, Paul called. We've notified the Secretary of Defense. Seems he and the Secretary of State have overriding powers that can stop the president's orders. Great, get on it, I commanded. There's just one problem, Justin said. And that would be, I said in a hurry up and finish voice. They have to be in the White House's secret bunker to do it, he shouted. Of course they would, I said, slapping my hand to my forehead. Flash, get them to the White House as soon as you can. Captain America and Wonder Woman should have broken through the Secret Service's defenses by then. But what about Spider-Man? Paul asked. I can't carry 3 people at once. Don't worry about me, Justin yelled. Just get them to the White House. Paul ran to the tetherball court as fast as he could. I've got the Secretary of State and the Secretary of Defense, he said out of breath. Have you guys broken through their defenses? Not yet. We can't seem to get through the security door of the president's secret bunker, Marcus said. Stand back, Paul ordered. Maybe I can vibrate fast enough to get through the other side. Paul began to vibrate his body. Okay, maybe not so much vibrate. He actually looked like he was having a seizure while standing up. Captain America, this is Batman. Come in, Captain America, I called. This is Captain America, Marcus answered. The president has just activated every American nuclear warhead on the planet. The countdown has begun. We only have 15 seconds to get through the blast doors to stop him. But the Secretary of Defense said it'll take at least 30 seconds to deactivate Operation Full Control, Justin shouted. Seems Spider-Man is quicker than I thought. Almost through. Ah! Paul said, still vibrating to get through the blast doors. I started counting down, and everyone joined in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just then, Funmaker John blew his whistle. We were so focused on stopping the president that we didn't notice him walking towards us. Guys, we've been over this before, Funmaker John said with Eric standing by his side. We know. No wandering the field, I said, mimicking voice while holding up finger quotes. Come on, guys, Eric said. You guys know the rules. It's not like Funmaker John is singling you guys out. Be quiet, Eric, Justin said. You're just kissing butt like always. That's enough, Funmaker John said. That's not the way we treat friends. Friends? I said. He's probably the one who told you we were going to be playing TJ League. What happened to Tattletales Don't Prevail? You can't pick and choose which rules to follow and which to ignore. TJ, Marcus said before I interrupted him. No, I don't see the harm in playing TJ League. We're not hurting anyone. We're not even interrupting anyone's games. TJ, there are a lot of fun game choices for you and your friends to participate in during recess, Funmaker John pointed out. Fun? Fun? I shouted. First, you take away our right to play TJ League. Then you change the rules to all our favorite games. How can we have fun with you changing everything all the time? Calm down, TJ, Sammy said. You're going to get in trouble. For what? Speaking my mind? I said, not breaking eye contact with Funmaker John. Don't tell me he's going to take away my free speech next. Just then, a supervision aide blew their whistle. signaling the end of recess. Down and done, Funmaker John shouted. Everyone on the playground dropped to the floor and put their hands on top of their heads. Everyone except for me, of course. Down and done, Eric told me. You can't tell me what to do, I said angrily. Down and done, Funmaker John said. Or what? I challenged. Or I'll tell Principal Martinez, Eric said. He's getting on my nerves. Shut up, Eric, I shouted, lunging for his throat. TJ, Marcus yelled as he grabbed me from behind before I could reach. Just then, the supervision aides blew their whistles for everyone to line up. Marcus was still holding me tightly to keep me from taking Eric down. Relax, TJ, Paul said. There's nothing you can do. Yeah, let's just get back to class before you get in trouble, Sammy suggested. Couldn't let me go now, I told Marcus, who released me reluctantly. I can't believe you guys didn't back me up. Hey, I called Eric a butt kisser, Justin reminded me. I know, Justin, I acknowledged. I was talking about everyone else. Boy, was I livid. So much for the TJ League being a team. We were in the middle of sustained silent reading when Mrs. Whiston's classroom phone rang. Mrs. Whiston's class, she answered. Yes. Yes, he's here. Uh-huh. Really? Okay, I'll send him up right away. TJ, you're one in the office. Seems Mr. Martinez wants to speak with you. Ooh, everyone in the class said in unison. I put my bookmarker in its place and returned my book to the basket on my desk. As I stood up and pushed in my chair, Sammy had an I told you so look on her face. Have I mentioned she can be too smart for her own good?